Hello, and welcome to Stellar Blade. So, this is if you've not seen or heard of it, or you're only vaguely aware of it, it is essentially a sort of cross between like a spectacle fighter. Think God of War, Devil May Cry, that sort of thing, lots of flashy moves, combos, that sort of stuff. Combined with, of all things, basically a Souls-like, where you've got camps, enemies reset, items drop, you've got skill points to spend to put in things and so on. So, or at least that's the impression I got from the demo. I've played through the demo. Combat's pretty good. It seems to be very parry heavy, I would say. To dodge an attack, you've got to be very precise to get it at the right moment. There's no iframes and you don't move very far, whereas parrying will pretty much always, at the very least, reduce the damage and things, but we'll get into the intricacies as we get into the game here, which we will be doing now. Oh, we've got, let's see, difficulties. We've got Games Journalist mode or Regular Person mode. We'll be going on the regular. If it were hard, I'd pick a hard, but apparently she doesn't like it that hard in this game. Which, speaking of main protagonist...
Transmitting final briefing.
Ooh.
As of now, Airborne Squad 7 will exterminate the Alpha Naytibas occupying District 3. Their objective is the capture or dispatchment of the Elder Naytiba. Pods entering atmosphere.
1 minute until threshold is reached.
Is that a George Cross on the back end of those ships?
The threshold
Can
has been
appreciate.
surpassed. Activating shield. Code red. Code red.
So my understanding of this whole segment is this entire fleet was produced and sent on this, what appears to be some sort of suicide mission, in an attempt to get them onto the ground,
All available drop pods will be ejected according to Protocol B30.
to kill literally one guy, presumably some kind of enemy commander slash big war mech thingamajig or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. All we know is it's called an Elder Naytiba. Some kind of weird alien thing, I'm presuming. Right, where are we dropping? Honestly, this whole bit here, I'm just like, this is basically the opening sequence to every mission in Helldivers. This is when we find out we've been dropped on Malevolent Creek all along. Right.
No!
07531. Pod landing complete. Removing physical shield. Opening hatch.
The hatch. Come on. Come on!
Mash the button! Well, we're dead.
Taki?
Oh, here we go.
Are you alright?
Our BFF to see it save us.
This place is dangerous. Take my hand.
And there is our leading lady, with an explosion in the background, covered in weird, black, like sort of white liquid, but anyway. Right. Let's roll. The big question I've got is that thing over there, because that might be the Elder Naytiba, but I'm guessing it probably isn't.
This way to the rendezvous.
Which makes me wonder what the hell
To the
one is.
left. I'll take care of this side.
I think we're going to as well. I'm just going to head into settings here. Right, I shouldn't have to yell now. We'll see how that sounds.
I see you still have your combat senses. Great. Coordinates? The rendezvous point is at 2 o'clock. 400 meters in front of us. That was close. Come here. Careful with your jump.
Oh. They didn't time their dodge, you know. Should have used the parry, really.
Watch
It's
out!
way more
It's
effective.
an unlisted Naytiba. I'll handle this one.
There we go.
Watch out! There's more!
Anyway, now that it's told us about the lock-on system, we will now go through the rest of the game, refusing to use it.
Great, let's go. Are you alright, Eve? My body frame. Take this. It's first aid. Thank you. There's more of them.
We're not actually that hurt at this point. Right.
Let's get out of here before more of them show up. You secured. Rendezvous point in sight. This way! Watch out for Gardner's interception.
Right. We've got to avoid standing on these red bits, or we'll get hit by debris.
Don't stop! Keep moving, Eve.
Oh. That one cracked us a bit, right.
That was close. This isn't looking good. Let's go. Is that an Alpha Naytiba? Let's join them. My God.
Spoiler alert. It is not dead.
No! The squad's life signs. We're the only two
Everyone
left.
else, though.
Eve. Eve, pull yourself together. Listen to me. We haven't completed our mission. Now it's just up to us to see this mission through. Understand?
Here we go.
Eve, are you ready?
We're actually managing to do a decent bit to this thing. Ah, I'm trying to like parry in between. We're not quite getting it. Like trying to do perfect parry, but yeah, and we just. The only way to get out of the way of that is to sprint. Are we actually gonna get the first boss killed? I'm still trying to do those parries and it's just not working out. Trying to run out of the way, come on. Come on, Taki. There we go. Second spoiler alert. You'll have noticed when we killed him, he was labelled as a brute.
It wasn't an alpha, but it was a strong one.
Exactly.
You fought well. Even better than during training.
You were all together. But then...
The damage to your body frame is serious. We have to find the supply camp. Wait, Eve. I hear something. Eve! Eve, are you all right? Alpha Naytiba.
So, third spoiler. That is the thing we're after.
Here, friend.
The Alpha
It's me you
Naytiba.
want.
Code name. What's it? Bird boobs. That's what we're going with.
No!
Ooh.
Eve! Get out of here.
Taki!
And you can actually see kind of like the metal in there instead of bone. So my assumption here is that we're basically Terminators, but we look like waifus. Sent to destroy aliens. Basically.
It's quiet.
Still, make sure to stay cautious. It's where the Alpha Naytiba is.
I get the feeling as well that the Alpha is probably just going to be maybe like one of the first bosses in the game, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if, you know, that's just the start of things. Because if they're like the big end game boss, they don't look crazily impressive.
Now,
It wouldn't
get
surprise
ready.
me if there's something
I'll
else.
be supporting with the drone.
You know, we kill them and then we find out the true enemy all along. And there's an even bigger bird. With even bigger boobs.
So this must be 8 or 7.
Clearly the source of their power.
This was the final battlefield of civilization. It was also known as a truly colossal city.
Right. Here we are then, we're
Something
getting
is
into
falling
it.
from the sky. A strange sensation.
As soon as she's done gawking at
This
the
must
weather.
be Earth's rain.
We can admire the scenery later. We have a job to do here. The terrain data's changed recently.
Always got to check around, haven't you, when you're doing things. So, fast travel point there. I don't have to actually activate that, do I? Well, if we do, it's active. And yet, we've got these like little statues of enemies. Sometimes there will be enemies. But yes, here we are, finally in the game proper.
Falling debris. Be careful.
Still kinda sorta in the tutorial, but you know, very much baby's first mission.
Something is coming.
Crustacean type. They're coming. Alright. Area is clear. This is the Legion that was killed in the final war.
So we get a password.
There's an encrypted code in your memory stick.
It's a security code. A type of entry permit. Try entering the code.
So we get a hint. Roar away. There we
It
go.
worked.
Buildings are collapsing.
It's because of the city's unstable terrain. We'll get used to it soon.
And yep, we can descend, and yes, there are definitely things down here. I don't think there's a limit to how long we can be down here, given that we're a robot. Presumably a waterproof robot. Right.
There's a Legion camp and a
And here we are. Our first, definitely not a bonfire. Right. You can activate camps by obtaining Vitcoins that are found near camps. So presumably, we won't always have Vitcoins. Not to be confused with Bitcoins. Sit down on the chairs at your camps to recover HP and refill the rechargeable tumbler. The stored items will be retrieved as space is available.
Why not rest for a minute? Resting is part of any mission. What's wrong?
It's nothing.
From here on, you have to stay alert, Eve.
Right, okay. We're vested, we're good. Had to kind of just go radio silent there, because we're just talking to someone.
Are you sure you don't want to do any upgrades?
Oh, he's wanting us to do the whole, do everything at the camp before you go. Right, we'll do some upgrades on that. So we can learn a new skill. Go to survival. And we can now unlock the perfect dodge. So if we do it at the right moment, we can do a backflip. We can also use a shot. Get a few different items here, some grenades. There's what's this? Resets all skill points. We use that. Stun grenade. HP regen potion. This is just like a better healing potion or something. And we can change songs. Right. One of the problems though with it being PlayStation, not PC, that I'm going through on this. Ooh. But yeah, one of the problems with it being PS5, I can't pause the recording, so if I suddenly get interrupted by like a phone call or something, I'm a bit boned. Right, let's not suck this time. Right, there we go. We'll loot in here.
It's one of the Legion's old supply boxes.
Do you think there's anything useful?
So we can swap
Well, it's
potions
Legion,
if we wish.
so compatibility shouldn't be an issue. Make sure to take everything.
Continues to stores HP. instantly restores a lot of HP. But we'll have a limited number of them. They won't restore at rest. So. But yeah, while we're here, we'll just kill a few more of these, because they'll recharge our beta skill bar, if nothing else. And gives us a little bit of gold. Right, we'll head on. So we've got...
Eve, be careful.
Oh,
You see the rapids below. If you fall, it's over.
there we are. So all of this, as I mentioned, so I've played the demo, all of this, we're in that. So I know my way a bit around this area, so we should be able to probably get through this fairly quickly. And towards the first boss in this first episode.
There's another supply box over here.
I say first boss, you know, outside of the brute you
I'm
face
sure
in the
there are more
tutorial.
supply boxes. It'll help us survive. So, look carefully.
Oh, for God's sake. I saw the prompt come up and then she'd just already started going off the edge or whatever, for whatever reason. Right. Here-ish? Why is the prompt? There we go. They're being very finicky about that. Can I do it to the second one? Enemies maintain their stance with balance, displayed below the HP bar and shield gauges. You can knock them off balance by performing a perfect parry. This makes them become groggy. Use retribution to deal massive damage. Basically, if we basically fill up their stagger bar, basically, we'll knock them off balance and can then beat the snot out of them with a super high-powered attack that we can then do. There's definitely a little bit of a lag before you actually block. It's not instant. It'll take a while for me to kind of get used to the timing, but we'll get there. Right. And the reward. I do like just the casual kick to open it. Right. So we can have gear and that we can equip, and we can find omnibolts, which will increase the amount of gear we can actually equip all together. Right. So let's give it a go. So there's our gear. Okay. There's an enemy there. Got him. Oh. Okay, now, yep, it's just telling us about the scan. So it doesn't just show hidden enemies, It'll show
By
items
comparison, this city is looking pretty good.
and other
After
stuff.
the colony extinction, most places were nothing but dust. Huh? Wait, there's a fusion cell. Let's open the car's hood. Oh, surprise!
Fusion cell?
It's a high-energy compression battery. Thanks to that, Earth's night isn't dark yet.
Oh, it's the previous generation of the Infinity Cell.
Be sure to keep that. It's very valuable.
Right. Using our first heal. Got him. Okay. I've only just now realised that her sword is literally a hair ornament that she pulls out and then it just extends into a sword. I don't think I actually figured this out in the demo. Yeah, we literally can't do that yet. Can't even make an attempt on it. But yeah, it's important to scan though, because you can oftentimes find some interesting stuff. Such as, yeah, we know that there's some enemies ahead now. And I nearly missed.
Memory sticks fried. Damn. It's a trap.
Oh god. It went straight at me with that, what's it? Blue highlighted move. Those you can dodge but you can't parry. We eventually get a skill that will help us against those, but we don't have that yet. I was also pressing my skill button and it just wasn't working. So I think it really wanted me to attack that drum. Yeah, notice how this time it works for whatever reason, and now we're not dead. So it's suggesting that we attack the drums there, just to kind of beat it into us that, hey, they can be used to blow enemies up, did you know? And yet, sometimes these docile ones can suddenly become active. Since there's just the one, we'll game a lock on. Not so much for using the barrel. can also use your special to kind of just stagger them. There's perfect dodge for first time. First of many, hopefully. And there is the bifurcation.
Where do we go now?
This way. There are traces of markers left behind by the Legion.
We're not quite going that way just yet, though. Just as we scanned earlier, there's some stuff over this way, through that wall that we were behind earlier. Right. And we know that that's an enemy because of our earlier scan. Looks like it's stuck. Okay.
May your memories live on. Forever.
So as we collect these beta cores from fallen comrades, we can and will eventually get upgrades that will improve our max stats and so on. So we want to keep a lookout for those. Right. Let's have a look. So I'm sure there was yeah, it looks like there might be a second path up here. There's some boxes down there that could give us some goodies. Potentially. Oh, hello. What have we got hiding around here then? There's our handholds. And hiding up here, just out of scan range, there we are. And now, I guess these were to go back this way, so we can continue on without having to go back to the start and then come over, right. Decades have passed since the appearance of Naytibas and the evacuation of humankind to the colony. They say the Airborne Squad is descending to rescue the remaining humankind, but there is no sign. You can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Okay. At the pharmacy we've got
The
that.
memory stick still has the security code registered. It also has record of a message log.
Scan complete.
And if you are eagle-eyed, good for you. Bit more cash there. Right.
You have to cross here. Do you see the ladder behind me?
I can't reach the ladder. The water level is too low.
Try using the plank.
Right. Like I said, I've played these parts to the demo, so I'm probably going to be going through a bit fast. And I know most of the puzzle solutions. Most of them. Still don't know how to get to the box in the garage. Well, parking lot, whatever it is. But yeah. Now, interestingly, it doesn't really tell you very well. Because when I was doing this in the demo, I was like, oh my god, so what do I have to do? Like, jump on these and like use them as like platforms to get up? And it's like, yeah. But I was just trying to jump from one to the other. I didn't realise that you can kind of push them along. But yeah, so you can kind of physics push them all along. Right, job's a good one.
We have to go through this building. Try putting the fusion cell you have here.
So, while we've got a moment... Oh, we've got an armoured enemy as well. Might as well just talk about the elephant in the room, the bit of the non-traversive about the game. If you're watching, you may have noticed... Ooh. You may have noticed... Ooh. Couldn't quite dodge fire enough. But yeah, that the... I'm gonna have to shut up for a moment while I actually concentrate here. This one's giving me some trouble. There we go. But yeah. Bit of a non-traversy surrounding the game. There has been, what's it? The types you would expect have been complaining that, you know, the main character is not unattractive. We'll phrase it as such. We can just quickly lock on. That's the problem with lock-on systems, that you end up just attacking only the enemy. Ooh, there we go. But yeah, there's been a whole thing about it being that the main character is... Oh god, we can barely see because of camera there. Fighting camera moment game. Right. Yeah, it's... Honestly, a load of crossover now. I mean, we've had good-looking characters for years. But, I don't know, people seem to have got a particular bee in the bonnet about this one. I think honestly it's just changing times. Like the past... Oh god, we've got another thing here. This is the one we picked up. Yeah, it's... I don't know, the past number of years, I think past decade or so, has been steadily getting worse. Though there's more pushback against this nonsense now. Because I've come to this, because it's like... Ooh. The Lament of Despair. The network has been destroyed, completely disconnected from the colony's data link. We have nowhere to fall back to. Is this... Is this Naytiba's doing? Is the colony safe? What happened to the mother sphere? I lost track of time, since even that won't automatically correct itself. For the sake of my own sanity, I must keep track of the calendar by force editing my memory stick. But yeah, I come to this from because I do love a good spectacle fighter, and I mean it's sort of Souls-like-esque. I don't think you drop your stuff when you die, but you know, you've got replenishing health potions and camps and all the skills and stuff that you'd expect, so it's kind of like Souls-light, you know. Not Souls-like, it's Souls-light, like Diet Souls. Ooh, we have nearly got a second skill point here. We'll be going for the better perfect dodge, and then we'll be going for the double dodge, I think. That's the goal. But we're going to need to reset those potions. But yeah, so I come from this from really liking, you know, spectacle fighters, Souls-like, that sort of thing. But particularly the spectacle fights I've played, we're talking about, for me it's been Darksiders, Devil May Cry and God of War are the big ones that I've played. It's like, right. So we're saying that Devil May Cry, where he literally looks like a Rock Band reject. In fact, all of those characters kind of do. And I love it for that. Just how over the top they are, and all of them look badass. They're all going around with swords and guns. That is just telling us now that yes, enemies have shields. By the way, when we're blocking and when the enemies have shields like that, they aren't fully protected from damage, but it reduces damage. So if you're wondering sometimes why I die while I'm blocking, it doesn't fully block. But when the shield is knocked out of the way, so obviously with this enemy you can tell the shield's being destroyed or disabled because you knock their arm out of the way. So certain moves will break through them more easily. And you can see with us, we've got a shield there. And getting used to that timing there. As you can see there, by blocking I use up some of our shield bar and our HP on the left. So that's how that works. We take reduced damage for the first few blocks, but then it starts ramping up. What on earth is this? My love, wait, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Try to do a little better. You said you'd dance to For Whom Does the Rose Smile with me. I know I did, but can we go a little slower? Ah, so 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. I get it. It's meant to be in a rhythm. So they're dancing. With beauty, with grace, just as we were born. My little treasure. I am a hacking device. Cyberspace is my realm. I don't know how to dance like this. Right, you're dangerous and cute and weak. There, I won. Quickly now, quickly. Should I lick the plug? Dear, dear Mother Sphere, please forgive your simple daughter. I'm not gonna ask what the hell's going on in there.
Adam, what is this?
Don't you know this already? It's a map.
A map? How do you synchronize the location on the map?
Right, so, as I was saying, and we'll just scan. But yeah, bit of a controversy. The thing is, having played...
Oh, Looks like this used to be a library.
Having played Devil May Cry
Are
and
these
God of
boxes
War,
displayed on the wall
like I
storage
said, they
devices?
all look fit as all hell, cool as all
Sort of.
hell. The
They can only
teenage
store
me
up to 1
thought
megabyte of
Dante was
data.
an absolute badass
What a
in Devil May
waste of
Cry 1.
resources.
I remember one of my brother's friends had got the game and thought it was amazing, and he brought it round to show my brother, who did not really particularly care for it. Not really his sort of thing. And then I had a go, really liked it, was way too young for it, beat the entire game before my brother's mate. We just borrowed it over the weekend, I absolutely bummed it, and just beat the game.
The crack is quite deep. It's going to be difficult to pass.
So I will no longer, you
We'll
know,
have to go across, past the parking
me,
tower.
you know, my brother's mate no longer thought of me as, oh, it's my mate's dumb little brother. It's my mate's brother who just beat the entirety of Devil May Cry before even I did, like an absolute badass. So that was always good. But yeah, I mean, come on, Virgil's even got memes made about him. The what's it? I am the storm that is approaching thing that happened. We nearly used our skill to finish him then. Nearly. It's getting quite a nice amount of gold now as well. But yeah. But the thing is, you can literally go around that game. I'm trying to even remember if Dante's just wearing a coat or if there's a shirt under that. I think there's a shirt. But you cannot say that that game is not, you know, packing sex appeal. And then there's God of War, where literally if you just choose the right armor set, you can just go around as a topless Kratos the entire time. No, but that shoulder strap on, you know, and some trousers. Just, you know, the 12 pack out at all times that he's got. I don't think it's a 12 pack, but you get the point. Kratos is ripped. So, to be able to say that, oh, those games are allowed to do that, but
May your memories live on.
but Stellar Blade here is just not allowed to just, you know, have this. It's very odd. Very, what's it? Hypocritical.
A supply camp in a place like this.
I
Supply
personally
camp.
think. The
What's
funny
that?
thing is
It's a
that
depot
in the midst
set
of all
up by the
this,
Airborne Squad who came here before.
Looks like it's
in
been
the midst of it
abandoned for
all,
a long time. How come
and
they
we'll
set
see
up
if we
a
can
camp in a
find the
corner like
location
this?
where this is later.
Well, the supply camp also serves as an
But
important
there's
base.
what's it?
Is
There's a
this
sign in
parking
the
lot
game.
important?
They've changed it now, but it said hard next to a
It could
shop.
also
That
mean
the shop
this
sign
place
said
is very
R.
dangerous.
It was like a neon R that were left on the building, and all of the letters have presumably fallen off. So they've
Then
just
I
painted
guess this
shop
place could
underneath
be
to say
useful for
R
us.
shop, but there's some graffiti at the other side saying hard. Keeping in mind that it's a Japanese game, they would not know a thing about what hard and then being nearby and, you know, the letter R would mean. Honestly, most people outside of America wouldn't. I didn't even know that was a thing until like my 20s. It was like the first time I heard that. And of course it was on like an American news show. Or podcast show or something. So this is a supply camp, by the way. It's basically a super camp. Some camps are just built different. Literally though, it's built different. Literally. As in, we've got access to a few more facilities here. Like we can do repairs, we've got fast travel, and we can do a few upgrades, things like that. So, for example, I can go to the repair console. And we have a weapon core, so I can upgrade my weapon. Boom. But yeah. It just baffles me though that there's been controversies over it. I will say one thing though, I will admit, because I'm not the sort of person who subscribes to the idea that,
Adam?
well,
Yeah.
she's got some
About
coverage on,
yesterday. Thank you for saving me.
therefore not sexualized. It's like, no, she is. It's all about revealing the
It's nothing really.
physique, really, isn't
Though I
it?
have used up almost all of the exospine materials that I collected
But
over
yeah.
the years.
Oh,
It's alright. It now means we can help each other.
Right, a bit of a flashback to them
We
meeting
can
and
track down
things.
the Alpha Naytiba together. And, well, I'd have trouble making it out here by myself anyway.
We are about to hit
You
the
can
hour
locate
mark
the
though.
Hall of Records. You'll have done more than enough.
listen, don't worry. I promise. I'll make sure to repay you.
Right. But yeah, I will say though, it is though, it's about are you revealing the physique and silhouette of the lass more than how much skin is on display. Like honestly, if Eve were wearing a what's it, like a blouse with no sleeves and then like a skirt that only came down to her knees, she would be less sexualized, even though now there'd be not only her entire head, all her arms and her legs on display. There'd be more skin, but she'd be less sexualized because it's baggy. So it's, you know, skin tight clothes are always sexualized, basically. If the person has a good physique and the clothes reveal that, it's like, yeah, so. But my argument would be, does it matter? I don't think it does. I think we can have Eve here, and we can also have Kratos with his six-pack and axe and magnificent beard. Like, what does it matter? Anyway, that and the whole hard R thing, I mean, honestly, that's just it reminds me of that time, I think it was Back 4 Blood, where if the zombies played a certain set of growls and groans together at the same time, like if the right zombie sound effects played at the right time, it sounded like the N-word. I think it was either Back 4 Blood or it was Dead Island 2. And there were a whole thing about that, and it's like, no, that's just like two unfortunate sound effects just happening to play at the right time that produce that sound. I don't think one of the sound designers went into the booth to record and tried to say the N-word in a zombie-like fashion. It does make me laugh, all this though. These little non-traverses. It keeps the industry interesting at least, and it's probably given them a bunch of free advertising. But yeah. For me though, I just needed to see her do a backflip while beating the snot out of an alien. Honestly, there were a whole thing about this coming out uncensored, and they've made a massive deal about how uncensored it is. And everyone's like, yeah, because Sony were probably going to try and cover up all the butts. And it looks more like it were probably due to Japan not wanting, like, dismemberment in the game. So, we've definitely got different values from east to west. You know, they're more bothered about, you know, the fact that we can rip enemies in half, whereas we're more bothered about, yeah, but how many pennies can we bounce off that ass? If it's a single penny, then no. Anyway, that's the hour mark. PlayStation cuts it off at an hour. We'll continue in part 2, where we should be